Hey there guys, I hope you guys are having a great day, and today we'll be looking at MAFEX DC Batman Night Crusader. And so that you guys are aware, I bought the blue version a long time ago back when it first released, and to be perfectly honest, I love this figure. It is at the moment my favorite, or should I say the definitive version of Batman. However, when it comes to this black version, I have more negative things to say about it. You see, the original figure was $110 and that already was expensive. However, the black version, the one that just came out, it is $24 more, so it cost $134. So you're probably thinking that it's more expensive, so should it come with more stuff, right? Well, no, it's actually the complete opposite. You see, the black version actually comes with less stuff than the blue version, so you're quite literally paying more and getting less, which is a complete ripoff. And to be perfectly honest with you guys, I mostly bought it just to make a video of it, and not to mention I wanted to replace my Batman Hush because I removed the cape which was glued on, and I really regret taking it off because I threw away the cape. And I already sold the Batman Hush version that I have because I'll be replacing it with the knockoff made by CT Toys. And yes, I will be making a video on those figures once I get them. But before I talk about that, let me show you the packaging. As you can see, they're exactly the same. The only difference is the picture that they use. And as you can see, the height and width on both boxes are exactly the same, so there's clearly a reuse. Unfortunately, they couldn't reuse all the stuff that was inside the box. And here's everything the original blue version comes with, and just to be clear, I already thought that the original figure was overpriced. This thing should have been at least $20 cheaper. And as I said before, this figure is $24 more expensive, and you're actually missing 3 accessories. You see, unlike the previous figure, the Batman Hush, this one actually has a removable cape, and not to mention you're also missing the extra neck accessory and the alternate head. And this cape you're seeing right now, this is the one that the black version comes by default. So if you're like me and you prefer the sharp, pointy look that Batman has, unfortunately you're not gonna get that with the black version. Honestly, with this figure, I'm really happy that the cape is removable, not to mention they made it a lot shorter than the other one. That's why I didn't like the Batman Hush one, because it was just way too big. And because this is literally the exact same figure, the cape easily comes off as well. And yes, the two figures are exactly the same accessories, except for like one little thing which I will show you guys later. And since I love this version of the cape more, it really annoys me that I can't have it in black. Now, besides the fact that one is blue and the other one is black, there are more differences between the two. As you can see, when it comes to the grays, the black one has more of a darker gray. Not to mention the yellow is more of a darker yellow. Now, when it comes to the bat symbol, it came out perfectly. As you can see, it's really well done. And unfortunately for me, when it comes to the blue version, the bat symbol is just slightly off. Now granted, it's very minor, you're gonna have to look at it really up close just to be able to see it. And lastly, the black version has way more shading than the blue one. In fact, I would say that they added a little bit too much around the abs, but throughout the rest of the body it looks pretty good. And when it comes to the accessory, these are the two heads that the figure comes with by default. Remember I mentioned that there was one minor difference between the figures. Well, here it is. As you can see, they have the same face expression, however the major difference has to do with the length of the ears. And personally, I wish that all the heads for the blue Batman were this long, because quite frankly I love the sharp pointy look for Batman. And here are the last two accessories, and unfortunately these are the ones that the black version doesn't have. It comes with this neck accessory that allows you to have Batman with no cape, and not to mention this alternate head that has this thing in his mouth which is for breathing when he's underwater. And for the rest of the accessories, it comes with 6 pairs of hands, with the 6th being the default fist that the figure comes with. Not to mention this batarang with a rope, and just be aware that the rope is actually a bendy wire, so you can do whatever you want with it. Now when it comes to the articulation, this figure does have neck articulation, however it is slightly hindered by the cape, and this is about as high up as the figure can look up. It also has butterfly joints, and this is about as far as the arm can bend, and it also has arm rotation. And the chest is on a ball joint as well as the stomach. And this is about as far as the legs can go forward and backwards. And this is about as far as the leg can bend, and because this is a MAFEX figure, it does not have a thigh rotation, unfortunately. And it doesn't have boot rotation either. Now be aware the figure does have drop down for the legs, however it's not enough for the figure to be able to do the perfect splits. Now one thing you should look out for with this figure, you see the pointy bits on the arms. Unfortunately mine are a little bit bent, I'm gonna have to heat that up later to fix them. And as I mentioned before, this figure has drop down for the legs, which are really needed if you want to be able to bend the figure forward. And this is about as far as it'll go when trying to bend the figure forward. And unfortunately when it comes to bending the figure backwards, it's pretty much non-existent. Pretty much the only thing that can go slightly back is the chest, and that's about it. And lastly, thanks to those butterfly joints, this is about as far as the arms can cross into each other. And honestly, you guys, even though I do love these figures and I do consider them to be the definitive Batman action figures, I just cannot recommend buying these. The blue one should have been like $90, while the black one should have been like 70 or 80 because it's missing the extra cape, not to mention the other two accessories. If you guys are looking for a Batman figure to add to your collection, then I highly recommend you go to AliExpress for the KK Outdoors boutique store. You see CT Toys makes knockoff figures of MAFEX, and what's interesting is that they used to sell them at the Fun Lee toy store. However, that one is going to get shut down soon, and this is where they're going to start selling them instead. Just be aware that CT Toys only has knockoffs of the Batman Hush version at the moment. However, even if you bought both the black and blue version of those figures, you'll still be paying half if you bought one of these ones instead. Alright guys, and now it's time for the size comparison, and here he is next to the Snail Shell Zombie Grizza and Marvel Legends Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man. And here he is next to the MAFEX Marvel Gwenpool. And here he is next to the Jedi Toy Street Fighter Cammy and Guile. And lastly, here he is next to my third-party figure art Xeno Vegeta and Xeno Goku. Anyway guys, that's the end of the video. If you can, please like and subscribe, and I'll be uploading more soon, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.